It is time for the Moonshine Jones podcast. I've been away for a little while, and I tend to do that, but this time I was away because I was practicing and ended up playing in an alumni football game. I'll have a lot more about that in the second half of the show, talking about Cumberland County High School, Stone Memorial High School. I'd never played them, and they did a alumni football game, and I was part of that. It was a great atmosphere, environment, and when you're 44 and you're going against 18 and 21-year-old linemen, that's a lot of fun too. I currently have a multicolored hand that still is dealing with, but I had a good time. And if we can go another direction as far as continue to work on losing the disgusting fat body, as my drill sergeant would say, I may play again next year. A lot of fun. But let's talk the first part of this episode. Let's talk about Tennessee baseball. I was starting to wonder if we were going to need an ark because it rained and rained and rained in Alabama. I was supposed to be there Wednesday and yesterday, and because of we just didn't know when we were going to play and blah, 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 hotels, it just didn't happen. So let's talk about where we are right now. Let's look at instead of just Tennessee, actually let's do this. Tennessee right now sits at 50-7, 25-5 in conference, 5-game winning streak. We know that Tennessee will host a regional and will be the number one seed. They're going to be the number one seed. But it hasn't been easy for Tennessee just sitting around and waiting. And some of this is a great tournament. I'm watching it right now. I'm recording the podcast because, one, I don't want to have any background noise, and two, I don't want to hear the whistler. I thought it was amazing yesterday that they are so well, there's two of them, are so well known that Tennessee was saying go Big Orange and go Vols in between every time they would whistle. Wow. I mean, I am outgoing. Some would say annoying in a way. You're not going to make everybody happy. I have a good time. I have fun at the games. I don't continue. I get a VOLS chant going on, stuff like that. Have a blast, have a good time. This guy these guys never shut up, ever. That may shut them up right there. It's now 6-2 Kentucky as I record this, bottom of the 7th. Again, Kentucky leading Vanderbilt. It's just not Vanderbilt's year. Vanderbilt's going to be fine. They're in Nashville, Tennessee, one of the fastest growing cities in America. All that talent, what they bring to the table, the education-wise, I'm not stupid. Vanderbilt's going to go through, and they're still going to be in the regional. Right now it's looking like they're saying right now that they could go to Virginia Tech. That's a tough one. Blacksburg, Virginia Tech right now currently number 2 in the country behind our Tennessee Volunteers. Let's talk about where we are right now in the SEC tournament. Let's start it off with, in a rainy conditions, in the first round, Alabama beat Georgia, which was a big deal. 5-3. That's Alabama is now, they won another one 2 years in a row. A double-digit seed in Alabama have won 2 games or more in the tournament. Florida beat South Carolina in 10 innings, 2-1. Then you had Vanderbilt came out and just, what happened to Ole Miss? After Tennessee went in there and dominated Ole Miss, number one Ole Miss at the time, Ole Miss probably, they may get in. I don't think they will, but they may still get in. They're going to be in the, who knows where. They could be at Oregon State if they do get in. It's not going to be easy. Maybe in Oklahoma State or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. Vanderbilt wins 3-1 against Ole Miss, 8-9. Then you have the Kentucky Wildcats. I went up there and watched one game, and in that crazy weather, and I know those are excuses, but you put Tennessee and Kentucky on the same field together, I don't think it's going to be that way. But Kentucky got the best of us, 2 out of 3. Kentucky beats Sonny DeShera, the SEC player, co-player of the year with Cruz out of LSU. Funny that Trey Lipscomb wasn't on that list, but that's another story for another day. Kentucky beats Auburn. It was a good game, 3-1, 12-5. Auburn is out in the first round. Excuse me. Yeah, in the first round, Auburn goes down because it's a single elimination. Then Alabama comes back, and I've said it before, I love the kids. Can't stand the University of Alabama or the Crimson. I can't say those words, and definitely can't say RTR. I'll let you figure out what that means. And as I'm talking here, Kentucky's opened it up. This is looking like it's gonna go the way of the Wildcats. Currently bottom of the 7th. Kentucky now leads 8-2. And Vanderbilt's they just don't have it this year. They will have it again. And I'm a baseball fan, and they're an amazing program. They just don't have it this year. Then we have yesterday, A&M, number 2 in the SEC right now. They are legit, folks. They are legit. 10-0 over a pretty good Florida team. Not a bad Florida team. 10-0. They got 10 ran, say that 3 times in a row. In the SEC tournament, if you're up at any inning over 10 runs, that's the game. I want to say that if you get the 10 runs, then after that you can, if it's up to maybe the 6 or something, you have a chance to go out there and change some things up. But there you go. Then we have our number 1 Volunteers, number 1 in the country. Tennessee takes down Vanderbilt 10-1. Tennessee takes down Vanderbilt. I just can't say it enough, especially in baseball. Tennessee takes down Vanderbilt 10-1. Almost 10 ran them. The Vols are just what the Vols are this year, and Vanderbilt, just as we were just talking, they're just not what they're up to. And they're still going to make a regional. After that, last night, had a good game. Kentucky took an early lead, but LSU came back. LSU's tough. This 1-4 is tough. We'll get to number 3 here in a second. That's a treat. LSU again beats Kentucky, puts Kentucky in the loser bracket, which we're talking about right now, as Kentucky leads Vanderbilt 8-2. Let's get to the number 3 seed in the SEC. I love trash talking, and Arkansas had a little trash talking. I believe his name's Moore. Mr. Moore decided that they were going to take the West, which they didn't. Then they were going to see that team in the East, which they were talking about, the Big Orange. Well, Arkansas is in trouble right now. Arkansas loses today 7-5, gave up multiple home runs. That was a shocker. Arkansas now headed back to hog country as Arkansas falls. They're on a skid. They're just, what happened to Arkansas? And Kentucky continues to pour it on. Now first and third, 8-2 in the bottom of the seventh. All right, so let's talk about this afternoon's games. Alabama, Texas A&M, going to be a great game. Owen Diodati, I talked about interacting with him in Knoxville. Jim Jarvis, they're I want to say second baseman for Bama. Great kid. Bama's tough, and they're in Alabama. So we'll see if the football fans decide to come out and support Alabama. And if Forrest Gump will be there. Number 11, Alabama and Texas A&M, number 2. And Texas A&M, folks, if you haven't seen them play, they are tough. They are tough. They are the real deal. So Tennessee is going to earn whatever they can get out of this. If Tennessee can pull off our first SEC tournament win since winning the whole thing since 1995, why not? The basketball team just did it. Hadn't won since 79. We win this year against Texas A&M. That could be the way. Tonight, Tennessee taking on LSU, number 4 LSU. LSU could be 2-3. It's just amazing how good they are. And as I say that, now it's 10-2 Kentucky over Vanderbilt. Abandoned ship, me mateys. Tennessee right now, last night again, 10-1 over Vanderbilt. LSU 11-6 over a good Kentucky team. And this guy, Guilfoyle, they've got out there right now, he's a relief pitcher. Originally from Lexington, went to David Lipscomb. Well, I knew it as David Lipscomb's. Now it's just Lipscomb, I guess. A small school in Nashville. This guy's tough. He's no cop from last year, but he is tough. So let's get to it. Tennessee going against LSU. What do I think about the game? What do I think Tennessee can do? I think that, let's see here. I know we have Chase Dolander going for Tennessee, the transfer phenom out of Georgia Southern, and Georgia Southern's got a great team too. I got to say it before I get any farther in this, folks. What in the world is going on with Jordan Beck? What has happened to Jordan Beck? The fielding's still there, but he's taking fastballs down the middle. I see now he's wearing something protective over his ankle, doing something a little different there. What in the world is going on with Jordan Beck? He has struggled, and that's putting it mildly. This guy was dominating, and that really had a lot to do with not being on the second team All-SEC. He's just fallen off. He's fallen off, and I don't know what the problem is. I wish I could point it out. I don't know. He doesn't look interested out there. He's taking walks, which is good. He's in the middle of the order, so we need him to definitely take care of business. And the good thing about him is he's got Drew Gilbert right behind him. But, I mean, how long can this go on? How long until you could see maybe putting a Blake Burke out there in right field? How long until you could see maybe a Jared Dickey out there in right field? And by the way, it looks like Jared Dickey is going to be available to play. We'll see how much playing time, and if any, that he gets in this SEC tournament dealing with a foot injury. He did some cryotherapy the other day and looking like he's going to be ready to go. But Jordan Beck, Mike Honcho, what has happened to you? I was at the game against Kentucky. He got a hold of one, but he struggled in that one. He's just, I don't know what's going on. He just looks disinterested out there. I don't know if it's a female issue. I don't know if it's the Mike Honcho thing that's gotten to his head. I'm trying to figure things out. If you have any idea what in the world is going on with Mike Honcho, Jordan Beck, I'd love to know. He just striking out. This guy is just playing completely different. Completely different. I just don't know what to say about it. I wish I had the answers. I mean, he has just went blank. But again, we got Drew Gilbert, you got Trey Lipscomb, Cortland Lawson. I mean, just on and on and on. I mean, we're well loaded. Christian Moore. I mean, just on and on. Luke Lipsius, Evan Russell swinging the really hot bat, trying to tie Todd Helton and actually take the lead for Tennessee history. If you remember, Todd Helton played, 3 years at Tennessee. This is, but I get back to Jordan Beck. I got to say it again, folks. What in the world is going on with Jordan Beck? What in the world is going on with Jordan Beck? Let's take a look here. I know this is diving in because we don't have that much to talk about right now. And as soon as I say that, I go right to a Mississippi State game where he homers. Let's see here. All right, I picked the wrong game. Oh, 2 left on base. Struck out 3 times. I mean, these are things just uncharacteristic. I'll leave that one alone. I picked the one game to go to where I was going to make an example. He did strike out 3 times. But as soon as I go to it, he homered. But I tell you, folks, I can't put a finger on it. Only thing I can think of is maybe a girl issue or a merchandise issue, is the fact that he has gotten the big head over the Mike Honcho stuff. He's maybe focusing on the numbers of the money, the revenue that's being brought in. I don't know, but he has just disappeared. I mean, he's here and there. He's right now like a stepdad. He just comes in, or a horrible dad. You don't want to put that on him, but I mean, he's just here and there. He's like your neighbor that just comes in, swings in every once in a while. Hey, how's it going? Oh, okay, here, I'll hit a home run for you. I don't know what to say about it, but let's switch over real quick to, it looks like Blade Tidwell now. It doesn't look like he got the start last night. You've got Dolander, Beam. It looks like Chase Burns now is going to possibly switch around. We'll find out what's going on with the rotation. But last night, Kirby Connell, Mr. Mustache, comes in, handles business. They bring him in. He's a good player, but they bring him in generally in the midweek against the smaller teams. But he is a good player, and he's somebody to continue to keep getting work to bring him in if we do need him. Mabry came in. Ben Joyce came in. That dude, wow, just amazing. But getting to the game tonight, let's see here. I had it pulled up, but for some reason, it's not telling me anything. Who Dolander's going against. Tennessee is going to have to get on top of this team. Cruz, you've got what's that one kid with the blonde hair? Trey something. I'm sorry, I don't have all this stuff in front of me right now. I like to focus on Tennessee, but you've got the kid that a bunch of the kids that we faced last year with LSU. This is a really good baseball team. Real quick, let's see here. LSU Tigers baseball. I'll have to switch this eventually where every time I put something in, it goes to Tigers or it goes to baseball for everything I put in. Thank you, Google. Let's see here. And they've got it set up different. Okay, here we go. The Tigers are 38-18 overall, 17-13 in conference. Let's see. They're on a 5-game winning streak, 26-9 at home. Not so good away. So, and on neutral, on a neutral field, 2-2. So overall, if you throw in neutral and away, what was that? Let's do the math here. 12 and so they're 12-9. Yeah, they're really, really good. And they took a loss to Texas just like we did, and it was a 5. They lost by 5 runs just like we did. So they're a really good team. They're a really good team. The history of LSU. Take a look at how many times they've won the SEC tournament. It's going to be a great game tonight. Really looking forward to it. And again, look for these guys. Hobart. Look for Cruz. Look for Mr. Trey. I'll find him here in just a second. That's pretty bad. I'm doing a podcast, and I had his name in my head, and it just went bye-bye. Let's see here. Dylan Cruz. Bianco. Man, there is Jobert. I said Hobart. That Louisiana. Oh, I got to love the must. There he is. Trey Morgan. Kid's a stud. Bianco, Cruz, Morgan. A damn good baseball team. Damn good baseball team. And the history of LSU, again, the history of the LSU Tigers baseball team. It's going to be a great game tonight. I really think that Tennessee is going to handle business, and we need to. This is a huge opportunity for people to watch the SEC tournament, to put Tennessee in this tournament atmosphere, which it is. It's a bubble atmosphere. And for Tennessee to show what we're made of. And I would love to see us win all these games and go ahead, secure that number 1 seed, which we will. And, I have the hiccups. Secure that number 1 seed like we will. And, just take care of business. But it's going to be great, and you're going to earn it. You're definitely going to earn it. You've got Alabama there, Texas A&M, LSU. Now Kentucky is throwing their hat in the ring here. It's going to be a great tournament, and I'm just excited to see what's going to happen. Watch out for Seth Stevenson. He had a great game last night. When he gets on the base path, he is dangerous. He makes things happen. One hit, he steals it, and next thing he's in scoring position. Anytime you have a player like that can do those kind of things is just what you need. And I think we're going to put some pressure. And I'd love to see tonight. I'd love to see Evan Russell step up. He had a great pickoff last night. People are trying to test his arm. I'd love to see Evan Russell step up and take care of business when it comes to off-speed pitches, curveballs, things like that a player wants to run on. And it's going to be a great game tonight. I really think it's going to be a great game tonight. We need Dolander to come in and just handle his business. Do what he does. And then I think everything will definitely turn out the right way for the Big Orange. Lipsius, yesterday in that muck, running around in that mud, and you got to love the effort. He was out at home, but that infield was a mess. The ground crew's done a fantastic job, by the way. But Lipsius handling the glove at first. That's why you're not seeing more Blake Burke. But again, folks, if Jordan Beck continues to struggle, you got to kind of look and put a Dickey in there and put a Blake Burke. Folks, we are loaded. And with that being said, I'm Moonshine Jones. Go Vols.